All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to start with our toe lifts for today. I'm trying to remember to actually do my watch. So I'm doing traditional strength training today. Good. 4, 3, heels up, right and left, right and left. So rolling through, ball of the foot and the big toe. Today we've got 3 circuits. We're going to do 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. We've got 3 exercises and 3 rounds. So let's march. So it's a little bit of an upper body focus today, so just kind of keep that in mind. Oh, and I was going to change that. Okay, 4, 3. All right, hamstring curls, reach. So kick it back. I just realized we've got 2 tricep exercises. That was not my intention. So 8, 7, 4, 3. Good, bring the knees back up. We're gonna start to add a little bit of a rotation. Shoulder goes towards the opposite hip. All right, what other exercise can I do today that's not gonna be a second tricep one? All right, back to curls. We're gonna take our hand to our opposite heel. I'll have to come up with something. Good, 4, 3, 2. All right, slow deadlift. So take your feet about hip width apart. We're gonna hinge and then stand tall, because one of our exercises today is a deadlift into a squat. Good, we've got 4 more just like this. Hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall. A good way to practice is to pull the shoulders down, brace the core, hinge it back, lift it back up. Last one, all the way up, slow squat. Sit your hips towards your heels and then stand up nice and tall. So hinge it back and then sit. Yes, your knees are going to bend. On a squat, they kind of need to. Down, push through. 4 more. Down, 2, lift, 2. Good, 2 more. 1 more. All right, forward step and reach, forward and pull it back. So you can start with just a nice good step and then a mini drop towards the floor. When you're ready, start to make the drop a little bit bigger. 2, side lunge, step it out to the side, hold it in place. We have diagonal side lunges today. And if you're not comfortable with the diagonal ones, just do regular side lunges. Hold in the center, cat-cow inhale, exhale. So start to wake up the hips, little bit of spine movement. You control the amount. Good, couple more. So think gentle arch, open the chest, exhale, breathe it out. In and out. Good, 1 more. We're gonna hold the tuck. Now we're gonna roll it all the way up. Hold it wide, nice good shoulder circles. Roll it up, back and down. 4, 3. All right, big circles, both arms at the same time. We're gonna bring it back. Both arms and bring it back. Good, open and close. Good, couple more. Last one. All right, we're gonna walk it out to our plank and we're gonna hold our plank. Incline planks are great. We're just gonna hinge it forward. We're gonna walk it out and we're just gonna hold our plank for a moment. So a little core stability today. Good, 4, 3. All right, down dog right here. So down dog, back to plank. Down dog, back to plank. Down and plank. Down. Good, we're gonna walk it all the way back up again. So walk it all the way up, bring it back into the center, little shoulder rolls. We're gonna do our heel stomps. Good, 8 more, 8, 7. Just 4, 3, march it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Grab a quick drink. I know what we're gonna do, so I'm gonna make our adjustment. So on that last circuit where it says Skullcrushers, we're gonna do pullovers. So we're gonna do something different. Like, we don't need 2 tricep exercises today, especially since we're doing three rounds. That is way too many. That's way too much for triceps. All right, so 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, 3 exercises, 3 rounds. Like I said, it's a little more upper body heavy today. So since we're doing 3 sets, make sure you have the option to lower your weights a little bit or stick with what you have and see how you feel. You can also start with a lightweight round 1, medium round 2, and then heavier round 3. So you can kind of bump it up a little bit and see how you feel. But we're gonna start deadlift and squat in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's just a nice good hinge it forward deadlift, and then we're going to squat it down. So it's our hinge, lift, squat, and stand. We're going for strength. We don't have to speed through these. So nice good hinge, pick something up, and then we're going to sit down in the chair. So it's like we, picked up a package and then we're gonna go inside. Oh my goodness, cat. Hinge forward. Oh, I'm pretty sure your dad's coming home soon, which is a really good thing. Hinge it forward, bring it up. I'm just doing the curl so I don't hit the cat. Hinge, lift, good, rest, standing nice and tall. We're gonna go for bicep curls. If you were here for the 7 o'clock class yesterday, good, time's on. She did the exact same thing in the 7 o'clock class yesterday. She was involved. So this is what I have to deal with right now. Roommate's out of town, so I have a little gray shadow. So just nice good bicep curls, up and then down. And if you need to, if you're having a rough day, a lot of the upper body exercises can be done sitting if you need to. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Side raises, side raises. I am going to drop it down, go a little bit lower. 10s are a bit heavy for me for side raises. Here we go. So we're going to lift, lower, lift, lower. And if you're going for lighter weights today, you're welcome to do both arms at the same time. 8s are kind of a good weight for me right now, but I still sometimes have to alternate. But it's just a nice good lift, out to the side, and then down. We have 10 seconds, and we're going to go right back for our deadlift and squat. This is your opportunity. Maybe you can bump up the weights a little bit. 2 and 1. I'm going to try. I know I can do a little heavier. I know I can do 15s. So 2 and 1. So deadlift squat. So hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall, sit, and then stand. So it's hinge, grab your pants, sit down, and then pull them on. Or hinge, grab your socks, pull them up, sit down so you can put on your shoes. This is always fun, especially in the winter. You always wind up, when you're wearing your snow boots, you always wind up with that pair of socks that refuses to stay up and always ends up around your heels or off completely. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it up. You never understand how you can always find that pair of socks, even if you think you throw them away. The socks just wind up coming off completely in your snow boots. Good, curl it up and then down. Up and down. So if you want to bump up your weights, but you kind of have a big jump, like I went from 10s to 15s, I don't have that middle range. Instead of alternating, you can do both arms at the same time. This week, she is the star of the show. I'm just worried I'm going to step on her tail. All right, 8 seconds. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, going back for side raises. 2, and 1. So side raise out and bring it down. Lift and lower. I do scapular plane raises. So instead of coming straight out to the side, I come out at a little bit of an angle. So these first 2 rounds, I'm going to alternate arms. Round 3, I'm going to try to do both at the same time. Good, 12 seconds. Nice, good lift and lower, and then we're gonna have 1 more set. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we've got 1 more set. Nice, good deadlift with a squat. Good, time's on. So hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall, sit, and then stand. So we're still hinging at the hips. So we hinge forward, but then we bow a little bit more. More hips, less knees. Then we go for our squats. We start with a hinge, and then it's more knees, working in tandem with your hips. Good, we've got 10 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bicep curls. Give the hands a little bit of a break. It's always the 3rd set when I start to really feel them. 2, and 1. So I'm going to continue alternating. Again, you can always do both at the same time. You're going to get more reps that way, which means the volume is going to be higher. So usually when you bump up your weights and they go a little heavier, you're going to end up doing fewer reps. That's normal. It means that that weight is challenging. So that's the other thing to think about, is you want your weights to be challenging. If you can do this all day, they're probably kind of light. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. We're going to go for our side raises, 2 and 1. So this round I want to go a little bit more. I'm not ready to bump up to the next set of weights, so I'm going to focus on doing both arms at the same time. Still good technique. Still trying to make sure that I'm not coming up and then just dropping my arms back down to the floor. Resist the dumbbells going lower. Same thing for when you do bicep curls and rows. Resist the dumbbells going down. So strong pull, resist lowering the weights. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down. Walk around, grab a quick drink of water, and move on. Circuit number 2. We have diagonal side lunges, we have rows, and we have tricep kickbacks. You were really going to make my life hard today. All right, option 1. Sweetie, we're going to step out to the side and then come back in. Option 2, this hip stays forward, but we open up to the corner and still do a side lunge. It's going to be a hip opener. Then we do rows, then we do triceps. 40 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So I am going to do body weight, and I'm just going to do side lunges because I apparently have to keep an eye on the cat today. My kitty, what are you doing? And yes, I know I can just kick her out, but I feel really bad for her because she's not getting as much attention as she should be. And you all want to know about my cat today, right? She was a rescue, so her life before us was not amazing. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, rows. Rows. So same rules apply. You can do both arms, you can alternate arms, hinge it forward, lift, lower, lift, lower. You can also choose to do 1 round alternating or 1 round both, 1 round right, and then 1 round left. So whenever we do 3 rounds, You can always modify it a little bit. Yeah, I love you too, sweetie. Good, 15 seconds. There's actually a Zumba instructor that I've seen that her cat like just goes to town, jumping around, like playing with her when she's trying to teach. 3, 2, and 1. All right, tricep kickbacks. So I'm gonna go light this round to start with and see how I feel. So shoulders down, lift it up, elbows back, kick it back and bring it in. Kick it back and bring it in. And you do not have to be super hinged forwards, but we do want that little bit of a hinge. We want to try to get our elbows at least in line with our torso. If you can go a little farther forward and get parallel to the floor, you're going to get just a little bit more time under tension. So kick back, lower, back, and lower. And especially if you're a little bit more upright, you do not have to bring the end of the dumbbell all the way up to your shoulder. That's going to actually get more bicep. So we only do kind of a half or 3/4 rep. Good, rest. Bring it up. Going back for our diagonal or side lunges. Good, time's on. So option 1, just a regular side lunge. This is a little bit less challenging for your hips. I mean, it's still challenging for that inner thigh, but if you can, you're going to step it back towards the corner. It doesn't have to be a full 90-degree turn. You just think about stepping back to the corner. This is my challenge for today. See, this is why we do weird things sometimes. We don't always have a perfect workout. Sometimes we're in our daily lives. Good, rest, and we have to avoid something, namely pets. All right, rows. There you go. Just hang out down there. Perfect. Good, time's on. So drive, lower. This is where we also do nice good squeeze. Resist the dumbbell going back down towards the floor. So squeeze the shoulder blades, start the movement from the shoulder, squeeze the shoulder blade in, then the elbow and the hand are gonna follow along. So pinch the shoulder blade in, then finish your lift. Pinch it in, then finish your lift. 10 seconds. And it's harder to do if you've got heavier dumbbells, but can you pause just for that split second at the top? Good job. Dumbbells down, tricep kickbacks. I'm gonna bump up the weight. We're gonna see what happens. 2 and 1. So hinge it forward. Finish position for rows. Kick back and in. Back and in. And it's all about straightening your elbow. It's all about trying to get that elbow straight. Think about squeezing the back of the arm. Reach the hand to the wall behind you. Good, we've got 15 seconds. And I always start to feel this kind of in my neck. So think about pulling those shoulders down and back. It's also because we're kind of pinching our shoulder blades to keep those arms up. 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more set. Diagonal or traditional side lunges. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm gonna do my diagonal. My front leg, that hip, knee, and toe stay pointing forwards. It's kind of opening up your hip. But we're not doing crazy rotations with the knee or the ankle. Your front toe can lift up a little, balance on that heel. It's okay if you don't touch the floor. You can just do your diagonal step and up, and again, diagonal step. This is a good weight shift drill, even if you don't go really deep into your lunge. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Little shakeout. Back to our rows. We're gonna do rows, we're gonna do triceps, and then we're gonna head to the floor. Good, time's on. If you are going down to the floor, it's all on your back. So there's no hands and knees today. Or if you're staying standing, you absolutely have the option to just stay standing. But Good. I know a lot of people like to go to the floor, but they don't like to be on hands and knees. This one is going to be all on our back. Good. 15 seconds. Good. We've got about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, tricep kickbacks. Round number 3, last set. Here's 2 and 1. So brace that core, hinge it forwards. This round, I'm gonna try to do both arms at the same time. If you're feeling this in your back, make sure that we're not arching and kind of puffing out our chest, but you also don't want to tuck your spine under so much that it rounds all the way through. It's just that little tuck, stacking ribs over your hips. It's a nice good squeeze. So we've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. We're gonna head down to the floor. This is your opportunity to grab your weights, get everything ready, grab a drink before we head down. We're gonna do bridges, basic bridge. We're gonna do chest presses, and then we're gonna do dumbbell pullovers. So I usually just use 1 dumbbell when we do pullovers, but you can do 2, 1 in each hand. If you're standing, bridges, you are, first option is you can just do practicing your deadlifts. Option 2 is just a glute squeeze, toe tap back. Really focus on the lift, and you can tap the toe or you can squeeze the glute and lift, but the spine stays stable. Chest presses, banded chest presses, incline push-ups, in a chair, incline chest presses. Pullovers, if you're standing, straight arm press backs. Straight arm press backs. Even if you do them body weight, you're gonna get those lats and a little bit of tricep and shoulder. Let's go ahead and take it all the way down. Grab your dumbbells, have them ready. We're gonna take, you guys wanna take bets? What are the odds that I'm gonna have a cat on my stomach before the end of class? All right, we're gonna go all the way down. Knees bent, feet flat, straight line, hips through the center of the knee, down to your second toe, little tail feather, tuck bridges in 3, 2, and 1. So we're just going to take a nice deep breath, exhale, lift up, and then take it down again. If you would like, you are welcome to do a lift and hold. So you can do a lift and hold, especially if this is a new exercise for you. I know most of you have been doing this with me for a really long time, but if you want to do a lift and hold, you can do a lift and hold. You can mix it up. You can do a round of lift and hold and a couple rounds lift and lower. Completely up to you. Good, we've got about 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, we're gonna grab weights for chest presses. I'm going a little heavier, so I'm gonna quick sit up, curl my dumbbells to my shoulders, and then roll back. Your time is on. Nice, good push. We need to be cautious when we're picking up and putting down our dumbbells, especially when we start going a little bit heavier. We don't want to get injured before we can even start to do the exercise. So you can do a neutral grip, palms facing in, elbows close to your torso. This is going to get a little bit more tricep. If you can open out into that letter A, then you're going to get a little more chest, and we're going to focus on those big muscles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I set 1 dumbbell down, keep my other, and hold it on the ends. Arms up, little bit of a soft bend in the elbow, ribs tucked, gently lower the dumbbell down towards the floor, and then bring it right back up over your chest. The challenge here is to keep the ribs tucked under. So if our shoulders are tight, when our arms go towards the floor, that's when we start to lift our ribs to compensate for that mobility that we're missing in the shoulder joint. I want you to keep those ribs tucked under. Go until you feel a stretch, and then come back up again. If you're standing, it's those straight arm press backs. Here's 2 and 1. Good. All right, carefully set the dumbbell down. We're going to go for bridges. If you would like to set a dumbbell right on your pelvis for your bridges, you can. Or if you want to stick with these being body weight, you can lift it up, you can lift and lower, you can lift and hold, and then maybe you add alternating heel lifts, or maybe you add a march. So adding in this movement is going to make it a little bit more challenging. So nice good lift and set it down. And we haven't done bridges for a while. Thought I'd sneak them in. And these actually feel easier than they have for a bit. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Carefully pick up those dumbbells. We're going to go for chest presses, or if you're standing, banded chest press. Good, time's on. So inhale, and then exhale, press it up towards the ceiling. As you press the dumbbells up towards the ceiling, think about pushing your body into the floor. So I want you to think not just pushing up with the weights, but I want you to push yourself into the floor. So you're using that floor as a little bit of resistance. Push the dumbbells up. Good, 10 seconds. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully set dumbbells down. If you want, if your dumbbells are light enough, you can do 1 dumbbell in each hand. I'm going to stick with holding 1 dumbbell on each end. Arms up, time's on, so shoulders away from the ears, nice and relaxed. Lower towards the floor, lift. So lower and lift. You do not have to touch the floor here. Go until you feel that stretch. Lower it down, lift it back up. Good, 5 seconds. Good, rest, bring it in. We have 1 more set. This is our last set, last 3 exercises. Last like 2.5 minutes. Nice good bridge. Good, nice good lift. So I'm holding a dumbbell on my thighs. My hands are just holding it so the dumbbell doesn't roll up into my face. But my hips are what's lifting up against that resistance. So nice good squeeze up at the top and then lower down. I'm keeping my spine nice and neutral. Good, you've got about 12 seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Good. Hips down. Grab your dumbbells. 1 more set. Chest presses. Good. Time's on. So lower and lift. And I want you to think, instead of bringing the dumbbell towards your armpits and bending those elbows, I want you to keep your knuckles pointing to the ceiling, and I want you to try to keep your wrist in line with your elbow. So there's a straight line from your elbow to your dumbbells the entire time. Elbows are going to go a little bit out to the side, and then they're going to press up and meet in the middle, but your wrist and your elbow stay in alignment the whole time. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully set the dumbbell down. Going for our last set of pullovers. 3, 2, and 1. If you don't want to do pullovers, then you're standing and you can do straight arm press backs. You are more than welcome to do this exercise body weight only to start. Work on a little bit of mobility in those shoulders, and then start with light weights. So we are working on shoulders, but we're also getting lats. It's that big muscle that attaches under your arms, and kind of wraps underneath your armpit and down around to your low back. 2 and 1. Good. Bring it up. Going to carefully set the dumbbells off to the side. Give ourselves a little bit of a break. If you're like me and you've got half your equipment scattered around your room today, at least move it out of the way so that you're not going to accidentally hit it or kick it while you're doing your stretching. This is your opportunity to grab a drink. Today's a lot of upper body, so we're going to do our upper body stretching. We're going to start with scorpions. If you're standing, you can just do this against a wall or find a doorway or an outside corner. That is an inside corner, so you want the outside corner so that you're not face planting into the corner. Well, we're going to start on our backs or on our tummies. We're going to take right arm out to the side, 90 degrees, left hand right by your chest, left foot, we're going to lift it up. And then we're just going to roll into that right shoulder and arm. So we're trying to keep our shoulder glued to the floor. Mine's not actually physically touching, but I'm getting that nice good stretch in my chest, and that's what I'm hoping for. You don't have to take the leg over. You don't have to do a huge movement. As long as you're feeling a stretch, that's all you need. Your left hand is just there to kind of help push your body over. You don't have to push yourself up off the floor. Good. Bring it in. Switching sides. Left arm out, 90 degrees, right hand by your chest, right leg bends. And we're just going to roll into that left shoulder. Again, if you're doing this standing, you're not going to do the knee bend. And the thing with the foot, you're just going to have your arm against that wall and you're going to turn the right side of your body away from the wall until you feel the stretch on the left side. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it into the center. Switching sides. So we're going to take right arm out straight, palm facing down, and then we're going to do the same thing with a straight arm instead of a bent arm. So you're going to feel the stretch a little bit differently depending on whether your arm is straight or it's bent. I feel this more in my bicep because I know that this is the side that spends a lot of time bent. It's those darn sleeping habits. Good. Bring it into the center, switching sides, left arm out to the side, palm facing down, right hand by your chest, right leg bends, and again, just roll into that shoulder. If you're really tight in the chest and you feel a stretch on your tummy with your arm out to the side, you don't even have to roll into that shoulder, or your roll can be really small. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it into the center. Hands by the chest, shoulders down. Take a nice deep breath in. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. Reach the arms out. I want to do this one with, if you can, a focus on stretching where your arm attaches to your torso. This is going to stretch those lats that we worked with that pullover exercise or that press back exercise that we did in that last circuit. At 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it up. We're going to walk our hands back towards our knees and our hips towards our heels. I like to take my knees wider into more of a froggy stretch, but you find what's comfortable. Right hand by the right knee, push the floor away. Left hand lightly behind the ear. We're going to do inhale, elbow to elbow. Exhale, open your shoulder back behind you. Inhale, elbow to elbow. Exhale, open the shoulder behind you. Good. Now on this last one, hold it in the open position. Stay in the open position. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can we open just a little bit farther back? One more time. Inhale in. Exhale, a little bit farther. Good. Switching sides. Left hand by the left knee. Push the floor away. Right hand lightly behind the ear. Inhale, elbow to elbow. Exhale, open. And if you don't want to be on hands and knees, you can do this one sitting in a chair or against a wall. The challenge is to keep your hips, knees, and toes neutral. Good, hold it here. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, can you open just a little farther back? One more time, big breath in. Exhale, a little bit farther back. Good, bring it into the center. We're gonna walk our knees in a little bit more. Come up to a nice good half kneeling position. Come up to standing if you prefer. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, little push forwards. Keeping the ribs tucked under, tailbone pointing to the floor. Now we're gonna give ourselves a nice good pat on the back. We're gonna work, stretch out those triceps that we did those kickbacks on. And 2, and 1. All right, option 1 is we're gonna sit our hips back towards our heels and we're just gonna do a nice good hamstring stretch. If you need to, you're just gonna come down onto your buns and do a hamstring stretch. If you're standing, most of us know our hamstring stretch while we're standing. You do what works for you and your knees. Good, we're gonna bring it up, switching sides, half kneeling position. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, a little bit of a push forwards, and then again, give yourself a nice good pat on the back. You can add a little extra stretch up here, or you can come down here and just give yourself a little push. Good, bring it down. We're gonna do our hamstring stretch. So you can even just do kneeling or half kneeling and just try to straighten that front leg. Good balance challenge here, hold on to something, or some of you might be able to sit your hips back towards your heels. Just depends on the knee. If this doesn't work for you, standing, or just sit onto your buns. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Pull the front leg back a little bit. We're gonna come to standing challenge. Can you stand up without using your hands? That's the hard part. Let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down into our back pockets. There's a get off the floor challenge that I kind of want to try, but I'm kind of scared to. Good, all right, flex your wrists, straight elbows, shoulder blades down and back into your back pocket. And just nice good shoulder circles. Good, let's go the other direction. Let's take the arms out to the side, reach the fingers back. Again, set the shoulder blades into your back pocket. And change direction. Let's bring those arms down, shoulders down, ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring the head up. We're gonna look to the right and then look to the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in the center. Big breath in. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. And exhale. Big breath in. And out. And you are all done.